The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain Longman Simplified English Series Read by ดวงหฤทัยพรหมมา Chapter 4 Monday morning found Tom Sawyer miserable. Monday morning always found him so, because it began another week's slow suffering in school. Tom lay in bed thinking. He wished that he was ill. Then he could stay away from school. He thought that he could detect signs of Thomas' age and began to encourage them with considerable hope, but they soon grew faint and died away. He considered further. Suddenly, he discovered something. One of his upper teeth was loose. This was lucky. He was about to groan when it occurred to him that if he said so, his aunt would pull it out, and that would hurt. Then he remembered hearing the doctor speak about a patient who had spent 2 or 3 weeks in the bed and who had nearly lost a finger through blood poisoning. So the boy angrily drew his sore toe from under the cheese and held it up for inspection. Then he began groaning loudly. But she slept on unconscious. Tom groaned louder and fancied that he began to feel pain in the toe. There was no resource from this. By this time, Tom was breathing heavily with his efforts. He had a rest, and then swelled himself up and produced one unutterable groan after another. She slept on. Tom was annoyed. He called, "Sis, sis," and shook him. This worked well, and Tom began to groan again. Sis yawned, stretched, and then began to stare at Tom. Tom went on groaning. "Tom, I say, Tom," said Sis. There was no reply. "Here, Tom! Tom! What's the matter, Tom?" Sis shook him and looked in his face anxiously. "Oh, don't, Sis. Don't shake me," Tom moaned. "Why? What's the matter, Tom?" "I must call Auntie." "No, never mind. It'll be over soon. Perhaps. Don't call anybody." "But I must." "Don't groan so, Tom. It's awful. How long have you been like this?" "Hour." "Oh, don't shake me, Sis. You'll kill me." "Tom, why didn't you make me feel sooner?" "Oh, Tom, don't. It makes me feel queer to hear you. What's the matter, Tom?" "I forgive you everything, Sis. Everything you've ever done to me. When I'm dead." "Oh, Tom, you aren't dying, are you?" "Don't, Tom. Oh, don't. Perhaps." "I forgive everybody, Sis. Tell them so. And Sis, give my window frame and my catch with one eye to the new girl who has come to town, and tell her." But Sis had snatched up his coat and gone. So well was Tom's imagination working that he was really suffering now. His groans had quite a genuine tone. Sis flew downstairs. "Oh, Aunt Polly, come! Tom's dying," he cried. "Dying? Yes. Don't wait. Come quickly. Rabbit, I don't believe it." But she rushed upstairs, in spite of her dismal life, with Sis and Mary at her heels, and her face grew white too, and her lips trembled. When she reached the bed, she gasped out, "Tom, what's the matter with you?" "Oh, Auntie, my..." "What's the matter with you? What is the matter with you, child?" "Oh, Auntie, my big toe's dead." "Tom, what a shock you did give me. Now stop that nonsense and get out of bed." The groans ceased, and the pain vanished from the toe. The boy felt a little foolish, and he said, "Aunt Polly, it did seem to be dead, and it hurt so much that I did not feel the pain in my tooth at all." Your tooth. What's the matter with your tooth? One of them is loose, and it aches awfully. There, don't be that scolding again. Open your mouth. Well, your tooth is loose, but you are not going to die of that. Mary gets me a steel tray and a red hot coal from the kitchen. Please, Auntie, don't pull it out. I doesn't hurt anymore. Please, Auntie, I don't want to stay away from school. Oh, you don't you? So, all this holding was because you thought you needed to stay away from school and go fishing. Tom, I love you so, and you seem to try every way you can to break my old heart with your tricks. The old lady made one end of the silk thread fast to Tom's tune and tied the other to the base post. Then she sighted the burning coal and suddenly touched it almost to the boy's face. The tooth hacked from the base post now. But our sufferings had their reverse. As Tom was going to school after breakfast, he was the envy of every boy he met, because they gave in his upper round of teeth enabled him to speak in a new and admirable way. Soon afterwards, Tom met the young outcasts of the village, Huckleberry Finn, the sons of the town drunkards. Huckleberry was hated and dreaded by all the mothers of the town because he was idle, lawless, ill-bred, and bad, and because all their children admired him, delighted in his forbidden society, and wished they dared to be like him. Like the rest of the responsible boys, Tom enjoyed Huckleberry his great life of freedom, and had been giving dry orders not to play with him. So he played with him every time he got a chance. Huckleberry was always dressed like a scarecrow. He came and went of his own free will. He slept on doorsteps in the fine weather, and he emptied barrels in wet. He did not have to go to school, or to crush, or call anyone master, or obey anybody. He could to go fishing or swimming when and where he chose, and stay as long as it suited him. Nobody forbade him to fight. He could sit up as late as he pleased. He was always the first boy to work barefoot in the spring, and the last to wear shoes again in the autumn. He never had to wash or put on clean clothes. He could swear wonderfully. In a word, that boy has everything that helps to make life delightful. So thought every respectable boy in St. Petersburg. "Hello, Huckleberry, what's that you got?" asked Tom. "Hello, dead cat. Let me see it, Huck. How swift it is. What's a dead cat good for, Huck?" "Why you take the cat about midnight to a graveyard where somebody that was weak has been buried. When it's midnight the devil will come, or perhaps 2 or 3. But you can't see them. You can only hear something like the wind, or perhaps hear them talking. When they're talking, that witch follow away. You throw a cat after them and say, 'Devil follow body, cat follow devil, words follow the cat. I've finished with you. That will cure any worse.' It sounds all right. Have you ever tried it, Huck?" "No, but old Mother Hopkins told me." "Well, that's good enough, because they say she's a witch. Huck, when are you going to try the cat?" "Tonight. I believe they'll come after old horse Williams tonight." "But he was buried on a Saturday, Huck. Didn't they get him on a Saturday night?" "Why, how you talk! How could that shame work before midnight? And then it's Sunday. Devil don't crave about much on Sunday, as far as I know." "I never thought of that. That's so. Will you let me go with you? Of course, if you're not afraid. Afraid? Not likely. Will you meow like a cat? Yes, and you meow back if you get a chance. The last time you kept me meowing outside the house till old H began throwing things at me and saying curse that cat. So I threw a bit through his window, but don't tell. I won't. I couldn't meow that night because Auntie was watching me, but I'll meow this time. The boys separated. When Tom reached the little school, he marched boldly in as if he had come as fast as he could. The teacher was nothing amiss the hum of study. The interruption roused him. Thomas Sawyer! Tom knew that when his name was pronounced in full, it meant trouble. Sir, come here. Now, why are you late again? Asked Ursula. Tom was about to lie when he saw two long tails of yellow hair hanging down from a head that he recognized, and by that head was the only unsensed on the skull side of the school. He instantly said, I stopped to talk with Huckleberry Finn. The teacher stared at him as if he could not believe his ears. I stopped to talk with Huckleberry Finn. The teacher stared at him as if he could not believe his ears. The hum of study ceased. The pupil wondered whether these boys had gone mad. The teacher said, You did what? I stopped to talk with Huckleberry Finn. The boy's words were quite distinct and could not be misunderstood. Tom Sawyer, this is the most unchallenging confession I have ever listened to. You deserve a severe punishment. Take off your coat. The stick rose and fell until the teacher's arm was tied. Then the order followed. Now, sir, go and sit with the girls, and let this be a warning to you. When all the pupils laughed, Tom seemed to look ashamed, but in reality, that look was caused by his worship of the unknown angels and by his amazement at his luck. He sat down upon the end of the bench, and the girl proudly moved away from him. Tom still seemed to study his book. Soon, the other children ceased to pay any attention to him, and the accustomed school more rose upon the dull's air once more. Presently, the boy began to steal glances at the girl. She observed him, pulled a face at him, and turned the back of her head to him for a minute. When she cautiously looked round again, he was doing something at the back of his book, hitting his work with his left hand. For some time, the girl refused to notice, but at the last she hesitatingly whispered, Let me see it. Tom uncovered a vast drawing of a house with a cloud of smoke coming from the chimney. Then he asked a man light a match in the front yard. The girl said, I wish you could draw. It's easy, whispered Tom. I will teach you. Oh, will you? When? At dinner time. Good. That's a promise. What's your name? Banky Thatcher. What's your? Oh, I know. It's Thomas Sawyer. That's the name they use when they beat me. I'm Tom when I'm good. Call me Tom, will you? Yes. Just at this moment, a finger and thumb closed on his ear and raised him to his feet. He was led across the schoolroom and sat down in his old seat amid the laughter of the whole school. Then the teacher stood over him during a few awful moments, and finally moved away to his chair without saying a word. But although Tom's ear burned, his heart was sinking.